Alright, y'all, I want to talk about frequencies a little bit here. So in some of my videos you see that I was playing on one of my phones here, the tone generator, and I've tried several different frequencies while we're out there in the woods, and I would use the phone and the small Bluetooth speaker. So what I want to do is talk about these a little bit. So one of the ones that I was trying quite often was the 528 hertz. All right, so it's a healing love frequency. So it's the 528 hertz. It's connected to the sun, to Saturn, to math, the pi in math, and geometry. So the 528 hertz has been used for DNA repair, for people to actually repair their DNA. And it's also been used in the past for cleaning water. The 528 hertz has been used for cleaning water. Alright, so another one I've used before too was the 432 hertz. That's been used for meditation and for healing. Also, some of these hertz here, some of these frequencies you can find if you Google it. You'll find that some of it has music. People have made music with using these hertz, these certain frequencies. So you could lay there at night and listen to the music and help your DNA repair, or things like that, or use it for meditating. All right, so those two, both of those, the 528 hertz and the 432 hertz, when I've used them out here in the woods in the past, they've actually brought the birds all in closer and more active and louder. Okay, so a couple more that I've used. So I've also used the 40 hertz. So the 40 hertz increases cognition, clarity, and level of alertness. It also has healing abilities for tendinitis, fibromyalgia, and Alzheimer's. So it can be used to heal tendinitis, fibromyalgia, and Alzheimer's. That's the 40 hertz. Another one that I've tried. So like when you get down like the 40 hertz, we can only hear 20 hertz and above, up to like 20,000 hertz. So as we get older, a lot of us as we get older, we don't hear the 20,000 hertz as good. It'll come down to like 15,000 hertz to what we can hear. So 40 hertz is really low. We can barely hear the 40 hertz. So I've tried the 963 hertz as well. So some people call this the God's frequency. The 963 hertz Solfeggio frequency with spiritual connection, higher consciousness, and divine energy. The 963 hertz actually hurts your ears when you're sitting there playing it. It's just pretty loud, but it's connected to the spiritual connection, higher consciousness, divine energy. Right, and then the 68 hertz. The 68 hertz has been used by some of the people trying to call in UFOs. So like Skywatcher on YouTube, they're using that. They have what's called a dog whistle, whatever their system is that they're using called a dog whistle. So they have a couple of people that they call it psionics, where they'll have a couple of people that can actually like lay down on a cot, cover their eyes, and they can sit there and think about the UFOs, or actually you like use telepathy and call in the UFOs, and they'll also play the 68 hertz while they're doing that. And they have something that they're calling a dog whistle, that I believe the 68 hertz has something to do with that dog whistle. It helps call the UFOs in, so they can film them with different things, the radar, and they can film them with thermal cameras and other cameras, things like that. And then they've actually seen some of them with their eyes too, while they're calling them in like that, and have a couple people laying there in a cot, like I say, with their eyes closed, and just calling them in with telepathy. But Skywatcher, Carl Crusher, he's used it. Skinwalker Ranch, they use it, the 68 hertz, and Beyond Skinwalker Ranch. All of these have used that 68 hertz. So the one time out there with my friend Joey, we were out at Devil's Creek, and I was sitting there playing that 68 hertz, and you can see on my camcorder sitting right behind me, you can see this little thing come in and start oscillating and jumping all around. This little light, and it's over here like by my hat and my GoPro, oscillating all around and moving all around, vibrating, some type of energy vibrating. And you can see at one point there, me and Joey's being real still. Joey's got his hands in his pockets, and 68 hertz called that in. And I also think that my friend Joey Bruce, he's Florida Lone Wolf on YouTube. I think he also attracts them as well. He's got a lot of videos where he's sitting in a deer stand, a tree stand, and he's filming these orbs or UFOs coming flying all around him. And when he turns on a flashlight, there's nothing but trees and woods all around him. He's on a hunting tree stand out there in the dark, and he's just with a cell phone filming those lights oscillating and moving around and coming to him. And it's like they're coming to him and checking him out, or they're letting him know that they're there and they can see him. They know he's there. But that's the 68 hertz that I was using that time. Alright, so the dog whistle itself, I've got a couple of them myself too. I've tested them out. I can blow on them, and we can't hear them, but Chloe, her dog Chloe, she can hear it, and it actually like aggravates her. So if she's doing something that's making a lot of noise, scratching or licking her paws or something, making a lot of noise, we can blow that dog whistle, and it'll aggravate her where she stops and looks at us. But the dog whistle is 23,000 hertz up to 54,000 hertz. So this is all frequencies. And like I said, we hear from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. So the dog whistle is up at 23,000 hertz, so it's beyond the human hearing range. So you're going to have other animals that can hear that too if you're using that dog whistle, or if you're trying experiments with it out in the woods. The coyotes, the wolves, anything like that similar to a dog is going to be able to hear that. Probably other animals as well. A lot of the other animals probably have the same hearing capacity that the dogs do. So another thing too, what we actually see, we see 430 to 770 terahertz. So that's frequencies as well. So what we're seeing is frequencies and light coming in on frequencies. Alright, so talking about the frequencies like this too, our phones are working off of frequencies going back and forth to satellites or cell phone towers. It's part of the light spectrum, and it's delivering information back and forth from your phone to the satellite or the cell phone tower for the internet, for navigation, texting somebody on Facebook or anything like that. That's all using part of frequencies. So also our brains are emitting a certain frequency as well, and I think those are from what I've been studying and reading is about 10 hertz, somewhere around 10 hertz, or even a little bit lower. Is our brains are emitting the frequency too, and it's got like our thoughts, it's sending out information as well. Alright, so also I have a little bit more here I want to show you too. From I filmed a little of this on the TV, and I'll tell you about these few things here too about the frequencies. Alright, so this video here is on frequencies. Alright, so the Great Pyramid here had been studied, and they found that it was producing a F sharp chord, and they had figured out it was from like 16 hertz down to half a hertz, which is well below the human hearing. And the Earth, they've discovered also the Earth is equal to the F sharp chord, the frequencies of the Earth. And they also discovered there was a Native American from Oregon that was making flutes that were at the F sharp, also that were matching the Earth frequency. So they were saying with nothing else, no other sounds, that just the wind going across the openings of the Great Pyramid, going across openings through the chambers, the air chambers, air channels, that it was creating that F sharp chord. And something else that was discovered too by a scientist was our DNA. That they discovered that our DNA has a F sharp frequency, the F sharp frequency as well in it. They said that it kept on reoccurring, kept coming back up. So our DNA has the F sharp as well, the frequency. So you'll find that the frequencies are used in music quite often too. So also these frequencies, the F sharp chord has also been known to help with the healing process. You'll see some of these frequencies that I'm going to show and talk about here are similar. They can help with healing. So I have a playlist too. One of my playlists on YouTube is frequencies. So you can go on there and see some of the videos, some of the YouTube videos where they talk about the different frequencies. I like to do a lot of research into these as I'm doing stuff like this. So I'm trying to bring science. To a lot of what I do here with my research. So quantum physics, the light spectrum, frequencies, these experiments that I do with the frequencies, and trying to get results, things like that. Trying to do here as far as bringing some science into this as well. That tone generator too that I use on my cell phone is real easy to use. It works with hertz. and it's real easy to change it and move it to get it to the hertz you want it on. And then, like I said, I've used just the phone itself. I've used it just with the phone itself, and I've also used it with the small Bluetooth speaker. It sends it out pretty loud. Alright, so I hope you get something out of this, and maybe have too a little bit of understanding why I'm doing these experiments that I do with the frequencies when I'm out there in the woods, seeing if we get any kind of results from them. So too, something with this video here, I'm talking about the frequencies, but I'm not actually playing them. I'm not actually sitting here playing them. I have a TikTok also, and I've been putting a lot of videos on TikTok. And I put the one on there with the 528 hertz, and it went through fine with no problem. I put one on there with the 440 hertz. It went through with no problem. But for some reason, the 432 hertz, when I put that video on there, it flagged it, said it had restricted content on it, like I was trying to use somebody's music. And all I was doing was, this was all just me filming and sitting there in the woods and playing the 432 hertz, and then stop it, and we're sitting there listening to the birds and stuff, and then I would play it again and then stop it and then listen to the birds and all. And for some reason, that even when I went back to my video and I cut the parts where I was playing the 432 hertz, and I cut it down to where you could barely hear it, just while I was playing the hertz, and then stop it, and then I would have the normal audio where you could hear all the birds and all. But I tried it again like that, and it still flagged it, saying I was using somebody's music content. So I just can't use that one on YouTube. I mean on TikTok. I just had to cancel that one and not use it on TikTok because of that. Because I didn't want to just mute the part, because you can still hear me talking, and you can hear the birds and stuff too on it too, while the 432 hertz is playing. So if I muted all that, it would pretty much make the video not worth it. So I just couldn't put that one on TikTok. So I just wanted to talk about that too, because for some reason it's flagging it as like a type of musical content, just because it had that 432 hertz playing on the tone generator.